Hey guys, MGTOW Dad, or you can call me Steve-O. I want to talk about the Adam Johnson incident where a hockey player died on the ice. He had his throat cut. The reason I feel it's important to talk about this is I see a lot of other people commenting about it, commenting on it, and these people are commentators. They talk about things. They'll talk about anything that's in the public sphere. That doesn't mean that they know anything about hockey. And that's very important. In case you don't know, hockey's a very fast sport that you play on ice skates that are very sharp. Now, before I get into any of that, I forget the gentleman's name who was the person who cut Adam Johnson's throat during the game. My condolences go out to Adam Johnson and his family, but also the other individual. He didn't mean to kill anybody. I can't say he didn't mean to hurt anybody because it's hockey, but that's kind of my point, and I'll get to that. He killed somebody. And I talk about this a lot of times when you have cops who shoot someone or someone who is involved in maybe a self-defense situation and kills someone. It doesn't generally feel good. Now, there may be times where it was a Hitler or a child molester, something like that. But generally speaking, it's someone breaking into your house to steal stuff and sell it. And it doesn't feel great. So he killed someone on the ice, and he's going to have to live with that for the rest of his life. And under the best of circumstances, he knows that, but it's still going to affect him on the ice. And people, like I see the retards online calling him a murderer, are going to call him a murderer. And I want to be clear, hockey happens fast. Now, people will say something about this guy's playing style, and I understand that because when you don't understand hockey, things like that matter. I want to be clear, some of the most memorable, the most true hockey players wanted to hurt people at times. I remember Bob Probert. There's a video. Maybe I'll play it, but it'll probably get copyrighted, so I won't. But look it up where Bob Probert, one of my favorite players, there's a fight on the ice. People are laying around. 5 people are going at it. And he's circling, waiting because this guy took a cheap shot at Steve Yzerman, the captain. And part of hockey players' roles as enforcers specifically is to not allow that to happen to your captain. So he's circling, being held back. And the moment he gets a chance, he sneaks in. The guy's down prone on the ground with the ref on him. And he punches this guy. I mean, tries to hurt him because he tried to hurt the captain of the team.
The Red Wing bench, all he can do. Robert's got Barrasso now, and he's going to KO Barrasso. Look at all the Wings now jumping on McGuire because he really beat up on Stevie Yzerman, and that's a terrible mismatch. Boy, that's the way a great player can get hurt like Yzerman. Demers is screaming and yelling at his bench, no, stay on here. Probert can't wait for McGuire to get up. And he's saying, I don't want you, Barrasso. You just stay out of the road and don't touch me because I want that number 19 out there. I want McGuire. Major mistake that Fawcett did not get McGuire off the ice.
Yep, he let him stay there.
Robert's still loose. He's going to go after McGuire. Now he comes in. Robert, he's going to get suspended without a doubt. There's no question. Robert will. No question about it.
And my point is, when you have players who do those things, that does not mean they're bad players. Please, take some time and look up hockey fight videos after, where a lot of these guys, they're friends. They fight each other, and after they go buy each other beers. They go on shows and talk about with one another. Oh, remember that? It's a beautiful part of history. I love it. It is the apex of masculinity to me, hockey, in terms of at least a social group setting. It's the apex of what masculinity should be, because hockey players, generally speaking, they have the code, they take care of themselves, they enforce things. You're not supposed to take cheap shots at players and hurt and put players at risk. It's the difference between a good, clean hockey player who will make that hit and the other one who will not target a head or just pull back, still deliver the hit, but not go through it, not try to put that intent to injure somebody. So people will have said something like, I want to talk about this specific incident for 2 aspects. They say, I can't believe he brought his feet up. When you fall, and I've gone through martial arts training in the Marine Corps, and I've skated, and I've fallen before. When you're falling forward, your feet will come up. Meaning, when you're moving and your momentum moves, if your skate comes up like that, you're going to potentially, if your body's moving that way, hit somebody. Now, some people will say, oh my gosh, Steve, oh, that's never happened. But the crazy thing is, as a Red Wing fan, I'm going to put up a video here at the end. It's kind of graphic. I'm not going to put the bloody part, but I'm going to show you where a player falls and miraculously this guy's back leg shoots up and cuts a guy. Again, it hit him and cut him from here to here. Had the skate hit here, he would have been in the same situation. Hockey is dangerous. They should not mandate neck guards. Do you know why? If I'm scared to get my neck cut, I'll put on a neck guard. I don't think they should mandate neck guards. But those are my 2 points. You fall and your feet, again, if you just kind of flat forward, if you took martial arts training, when you do fall training, when you fall forward, you put your hands out to make the fall lesson and you put your legs, again, in the back, out, so you don't smack your feet and bash your toes when you fall. Your thighs have a lot more meat and take that fall. And it's part of, again, when you just do that, you'll notice when you fall forward, your legs tend to flare up and out in that direction. And it happened. He got tripped, was moving in a peculiar, again, the most peculiar thing to me is he was kind of moving backwards, but the trip was moving. And it's not like he pivoted, set his skate, and jumped backwards and tried, and then put his leg up to cut this guy. He was falling, moving backwards, put his leg up, and caught the guy instead of here like it happened to Brad Miller, a Detroit Red Wing. With that, I saw the game, and again, I'm going to talk about that in a minute, but he could have died the same way, in the same situation, and no one would have said, oh my God, that guy is a murderer, and no one would have said, oh, well, he did this in a game and he punched a guy and he took this penalty and had this unsportsmanlike and was ejected once for this. No, it happens. And it's so unfortunate. It breaks my heart that someone died on the ice. People are making it something it's not. And a man who ended up accidentally taking the life of another is being dragged through the mud. It's unfortunate. I'm going to show that clip. But the last thing is Brad Miller wanted one. When you see what, again, I don't know, but look it up. He wanted to come back in the game. They would not let him come back in the game for the last period after this. And that's hockey player mentality. You have guys who play on literal broken bones. There's guys who they have their feet broken, but the only reason they can play is they shove their foot in there so tight and bind it up that basically their foot is in a compressed state, and they play like that for years. Hockey is awesome, but it's a sad day, and we don't need to make it worse, especially if you don't understand hockey. If you're making commentary for clicks and not to get to the root of the problem, not to find the truth, and not to then share that truth, don't do it. Please, let's go Red Wings.
Like quarterbacks in Detroit, boy, it's a difficult position to play, goaltending and quarterback, and all the weight is on you. So when you falter, they're going to get on you very quickly, and the fans have been quick to get on Jimmy. So he needs a good outing somewhere down the line here. And geez, look out, look out, look out. Drew Miller cut in the face.
Yes, he is, and Mrazek holds on, and Miller goes right to the Red Wing tunnel. It's Mark Stone's skate. Came up and cut him. Oh my.
Picture is, you wonder how bad it is. Oh, it is very scary to watch there. And back to the skate right there. Oh, as we get a good look.